Well, today is our Coupe de La Ligue semifinal match against Olympique Lyons, and I'm not really all too confident about it. On the plus side, we are top of League 2, so even if we do lose, there is that. My name's FM19, and this is the Return of Gloria with SC Bastia, episode 38. Well, of our last 15 games, we've lost one, the heartbreaker against AS Saint-Étienne in the French Cup 9th round. After that game, we played Ajaccio in the Coupe de La Ligue quarterfinal, and we won 2-1. That was last episode. We were then away at Rodez Aveyron, and we won that game 2-0. Vincent Gao will brace the goals. Well, one right before the end of the first half and one in the 64th minute. We were then away at Lorient, who were top of the league at the time. It was a top-of-the-table clash, and we drew with them 0-0. But because we have a better goal differential than they do, by one, we are currently top of the league. Lorient is one behind us in 37 points. Amiens and Tours are two behind us on 35. Clermont and Ajaccio are back there with 32. It's been a real dogfight in the League 2 this season. It's going to be interesting to see who finishes top 5 and who gets relegated. It looks like Rodez Aveyron, Pau FC, and Châteauroux is definitely going down. Rodez Aveyron and Pau FC could make a charge. Reims and Brest are all in danger of falling down as well. So, still a lot of season left. Transfer window wise, that's pretty much it. Our one big move was Patrick Istria was sold to Stade Malherbe Caen for 115,000 euros, going up to 300,000 euros. He was desperate to move at the beginning of the season, and I didn't want to let him go because, well, I thought Polo was a capable backup. I didn't think Polo was a full-time starter, and I've got a couple other players I want to try slotting in on the right side a bit more. But the broken leg, bent knee, whatever he had, may have been a blessing in disguise. It stopped the other teams coming after him. It gave Polo a full-time starting opportunity, which he's turned into his own role. When other teams came for him in the spring, that is, they came for Istria, I had no problems letting him go. He was one of my first youth intake players, if I remember correctly. 18, 19. Yeah, he would have been a part of the first youth intake. And he had some very good seasons for us. Very good goal scorer, very good inside forward on the right side. And I didn't want to let him go originally. I think overall I've probably got value for him. They're saying he's valued at 205,000 euros. So getting him from 115 going up to 300,000 with a 40% sell on? There was a way you could go and look at it. I'm not quite sure. Charles-Marie Tony Bastiani, who currently holds the record on the team for most hyphens in his name, and Anthony Ricaglia both went out on loan to AS Vitre. Bastiani is a youngster with a lot of potential. Defensive center back, 2-star current ability, 4-star potential ability. Youth player at the moment was getting time on the reserve squad, but I want to get him more first-team playing time. So out on loan he went. And then Anthony Ricaglia has been kind of lost in the current chain of events. I like him. I don't think... At one point in time, his potential ability was much higher, but it changed to 3 stars, and that's just not good enough for the team, even as a bench player. And for whatever reason, his technicals have really been falling, and I don't know why, because I've been training him on his technicals. So his contract expires at the end of the year. He's not interested in re-signing. I'm not interested in re-signing him. Trained him up fairly well. He's a very good defensive midfielder, anchorman in the center. But he wasn't going to make it on the team, and I wasn't going to pay money to keep him here. And then AS Friuli came in for Jackie Valero. They wanted to give him full team playing time, and I said, yeah, sure. And he left, and I realized Sophia Burst Bell isn't back from his broken leg yet. And so my one striker who can really play striker is Frank. So I needed a backup, and I went out and looked, and Jordan Tell was out there on a free. 25 years old, 3-star current ability, 4-star potential ability, solid physicals, solid mentals where they count, good technicals where they count as well. Plays target man like Frank does. Although Frank's a better poacher now than he was a target man. I'm not quite sure how that happened. But definitely a very, very capable backup. Better than Sofiane Boris Bell, who has lost some physical traits due to the leg injury. and it would take time to get him match fit and back up to where he was. So Jordan can step right in, and I don't think we'll lose much. The nice thing is that he's also a decent winger on the left and on the right, so he can slot in there as well if I really need him to. We did release Quentin Boisgard. He wanted a first-team playing time. I had him out for transfer at the beginning of the season. Nobody picked him up. I had him out on loan, and nobody wanted him. He was upset he wasn't getting playing time. I got him some playing time this season. He did have a couple goals for us. Or he had the one goal for us, and one player of the match in 4 games. With Knezovic on board, he became the backup, not the starter, and he was a bit unhappy with that. He appreciated the fact that I tried moving him in the fall, but nothing happened. And when I put him back on loan again and then we were takers, I just said, hey, I'll give you a free transfer, and he agreed to it. So I think his contract was up at the end of the year anyways, so I can't remember if we paid money out for that or not. If we did, it wasn't all that much. One future transfer, and this is the scout I had in Portugal and Spain, Cristiano Limoeiro. Cristiano, not Ronaldo. Why is it going back to this? I don't understand why this happens. He was fully scouted. So, anyhow, I had a scout at one point in time who may actually still be there, just scouting Spain and Portugal for some really good youth players, and he found Cristiano Limoeiro, who I've just renamed not Ronaldo because it's going to save me a ton of grief later, on the Guimarães under-19s. 4-star, 3.5-star current ability, 4-star current ability, up to 5-star potential ability, I think. I couldn't transfer him in because they wanted a ton of money for him. On the other hand, I kept him on my short list, and something popped up and said, hey, his contract expires in June, and Guimarães hasn't extended him a contract. And I said, okay, and I went in and offered him a contract. He said, well, what are you going to promise me? And I said, playing time? And he came back and said, okay, cool. So I want to say he's going to get a couple €1,000 a week, that's for sure, but he will definitely come in as part of the defensive center back rotation. I will probably highlight him again in the summer transfer window once he's in, so all his stats and everything like that are populated. Oh, Christoph Roland, who is my 16-year-old winger on the right, who is Polo's eventual replacement. Look at those physicals already at 16 years old. That's just insane. Has been chased Robin Loyson-Rue, who is my 15-year-old defensive right back, has had about 20 offers made for him, and they've all been lowball offers, I think. Oh, we're going to give you €30,000 now, and 42,000 euros over 3 payments over 5 years. Yeah, I think the most expensive he's gotten up to is 375,000 euros, but a lot of that was appearance-based and stuff. And no, if teams are lowballing me like that now, and he's just a 15-year-old, 2-star current ability, 5-star potential ability, I'll wait a couple of years. Sell him on if he's not playing for us. And speaking of playing, and because I've been kind of putting it off for, at least 8 minutes by the clock, it won't be that long in the after the edits go in, Olympique Lyons awaits. Oh, let me do this. This is a cool little screen I didn't even know existed. This is a team comparison. Current abilities of Olympique Lyons compared to Sporting Club Bastia players. They're currently first in League One. They have gotten to at least the knockout round of the Champions League 4 of the past 5 years. They've gotten to the semifinals 2 of the past 5 years. They won League One 3 years ago. Memphis Depay, Moussa Dembele up top as strikers. Christian Pavon as wingers. Aouar in the center. Everton is a winger. Campbell is a midfielder. Winjal is a defensive left back. Savic is a defensive midfielder. Pizarro on loan. Conti on loan. Denier. Floranus. Hermoso. And Lopez in goal. And I want to say, is Lopez... Yep. Now, granted, this is just their first teamers. But when Moussa Dembele is your second best striker on the squad, it's easy to see why they won League One a couple years ago and why they're first now. So I'm going to go through, check my best 11, set my reserves, maybe find one of the neighbor's dogs and sacrifice it to the FM gods. So I'm joking about that. And we'll see what we can do. Back in a bit. Oh, good grief. They're starting Dembele, Everton, Pavon, Aouar, Lopez in goal, Savic, Dumfries, Flores. Oh, this is almost their entire first team. This is going to be brutal. We're playing a slightly different formation. This is a 4-2-4 with an asymmetric defensive midfielder because Parent and Polo are out because they've gotten 3 yellow cards in 10 games. I like that rule. I think it's a lot better than, you accumulate 5, you miss a game sort of thing. But it's not something I really pay attention to, and, some players like Parent always seem to be missing 4 or 5 games a season because of it, it seems. This time around, though, it's really going to hurt us. So it's not a formation we've practiced all that often, but we have. It's normally just a regular 4-2-4. But with Parent being out, Sovia comes in as defensive midfielder. So we've got Adriani in goal, Brigado, Almeida, Mabai, and Sasha as the defensive back 4, Soldovia as the defensive midfielder with Bernardi as the midfielder, Gao and Knezovic as the attacking midfielders, and Frank and Tell up top as the strikers. Patulidis is also out, which is giving us some issues on the depth as well. Soldovia to Brigado, to Gao, up to Frank. Oh, dispossessed by Aouar. Out to Everton. Adriani, nice block. Adriani again, a nice block. Here they got Depay on their bench. And Kovalenko. And Charpentier. Oh, look how fast he is. Aouar just driving through the line. Adriani, another nice block. Pavon, back to Aouar. And Adriani leaps up and grabs the ball in the air. We're playing cautious with a higher line. We're not getting stuck in. We are marking a little bit tighter as best we can. Not marking all the way tight, but tighter. Pavon, corner kick in. Denier. Well, 20 minutes. It took him 20 minutes to score. That's a little bit of an accomplishment, I think. This was nice. Whoever this guy was pointing out Denier, and then Brigado was like, hey, somebody covered him, and nobody covered him. No, we got our own corner kick. Bernardi sends it in. Denier sends it up to Pavon. Tell's going to run that down, hopefully. Back out to Brigado. To Sotovia, dispossessed. No, he's not. Back to Brigado. To Gao. Back to Brigado. Try sending it in, but Denier denied him the pass. Oh, look at Everton go. Crosses it. Brigado knocks it away. Pavon is there, though. Oh, they're just so fast. Brigado did his best, but I just want to hold him to less than 4. Well, going into the half, looks like Lyon has slowed it down a bit. And I say that despite the fact they've had 14 shots, 11 on target, and not a huge possession advantage. We've had 2 shots, 1 on target. We're playing the game I wanted to play. They're just too good. Maybe we can make a game of it the second half. We'll have to see. Pavon from outside the box on the free kick sends it in off the post, knocked away. Everton's going to run it down. Sends it up to Savic, and the highlight ends. 60 minutes in, we got to make a couple changes here. I'm going to the very attacking. I want to see what happens when we do that. And yeah, that's a really stupid reason, but I want to see if we can at least score against them. I'm going to bring Frank on. He's nowhere near match fit, which is why he didn't start. Alter's going to come on as an anchor man because Soldovia is on a yellow and he is also frustrated. And I think that's... You know what? We're going We're going to go back to the formation we know that works. And I'm wondering maybe if I shouldn't have just done this from the start now. Dang it. I think I outthought myself there. If I know that they know that I know that I play this formation, and they know that I know that they know that I know that I play this formation, I'm going to switch them up and just, let's play from, I'll tear. He literally... That's not the first time that's happened. I literally just brought him on. That's it. He's not playing another game for me again this season. He spent 5 minutes on the field. And went in with a tackle that even the comment said, that could have seriously injured somebody. Lopez brings it out, sends it up to Kovalenko. Over to Everton. Drives forward, Dembele slots it past Adriani on the left. It's another thing. If we do get promoted, I'm going to have to find another keeper. As good as Florian is, I may have to bring someone in on loan, a youngster with better attributes than Florian currently has. Almeida. Over to Brigado. Over to Bernade. Back to Brigado. Back to Almeida. To Brigado. To Bernade. Back to Brigado. To Bernade. Over to Knezovic. Across the field towards Sasha. He holds it up, sends it in. Diallo. Oh, right at Lopez. Now, coming up on the end of the game. If there's a positive to be taking away, Lopez with the goal kick out to Denayer. Game should be ending here shortly. Sends it up towards Memphis Depay. Back to Kovalenko. Over to Dembele. And that is the game. If there is anything positive to be taken away from this game, it's that we had 9 shots, 5 on target, and a possession advantage. Lyon had 21 shots, 15 on target, 1 woodwork hit, 3 clear-cut chances, and they all scored on those clear-cut chances. But a 3-0 loss in the Coupe de La Ligue semifinals to the best team in League One at the moment is good. I mean, they were just so much better than us. Did you see how fast they were moving? We're working our way there, slowly but surely. I honestly think if a few of my youngsters develop the way they should, they'll be the equal of at least 2 or 3 of these players. Not Dembele, Depay, or Kovalenko, but maybe as good as a Denayer or Dumfries. On the other hand, we did receive 1.21 million euros for losing in the semifinals, so that helps the budget out quite a bit. We will take a look at that here in just a second. I'm going to do this press conference, then we're going to fine Altair at least 2 weeks' salary, put him on the reserves, and if I can release him, I'll release him. I don't think we're going to be that much more active in the transfer window. There is only a couple of days left. We don't have the French Cup to worry about. We don't have the Coupe de La Ligue to worry about. So this is what we're going to do. Without any more Coupe games or Cup games to worry about, we're just going to try and blaze our way through the end of the season. So next live comm is going to be tours, and then we are going to follow that up with either Red Star or Brest. Let me see what's going on here. Probably Brest. I'll give some of the young, depending on where we are, it'll probably be Brest. Brest is near the bottom of the league. They're not in a relegation fight per se, but they could be by this point. This might be a game for the youngsters to get in and get some playing time, and then end the season at Strasbourg and see what happens there. I'm not upset about this loss. I'm more upset about the loss against Saint-Étienne and the way that happened, because we should have won that game. We had our chances. Here, I didn't think we'd have our chances. We would have had to have gotten really, really lucky, like we did last season with the fluke goals and things like that. But they were just so good. I mean, it's easy to see why they're one of the top teams in League One, even better than PSG and Monaco. I mean, right now, League One is this. And they're a point ahead of PSG and 6 points ahead of Monaco. So, who's their coach? Joachim Low. So who was their coach when they won League One? That's interesting. They won in 20. When did Lowe take over? So the previous coach of Lyon, who was Bruno Genesio, won the league and then resigned to become the head coach of France. Okay, that I can understand. But yeah, that's the plan. So hopefully 3 more episodes and we'll be at the summer transfer window and possibly planning for League One. Whew. I don't know if a lot of the teams in League One are going to be like that. Our stay there could be really, really short. We'll have to wait and see. If you liked what you've seen and heard, please have a like, subscribe to the channel for more content. Questions, criticisms, comments, leave those down below. I will answer those as fast as I can. My name's FM Jellico, and you've been watching The Return Out Glory with SC Bastia, episode 38.